We don't often get to see female tech giants, so when we find one, we're always glad to share their story. In today's story, we'll be looking at a lady competing against Adobe, Microsoft, and other tech companies featuring design tech products and services. From teaching students how to make designs, this superwoman has gone on to build a solution to make designing as easy as possible. Having conquered Silicon Valley and grown her tech service to worth multi-billions, we can tell you that for free that whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. Her story is even more unique because of the multiple rejections she faced. Hey everyone, and welcome to Booked, where we inspire others with inspiring stories. In today's story, we'll go over the story of Melanie Perkins and her company, Canva. A quick exercise for you. Can you guess how many times Melanie Perkins was rejected by investors? Did you guess once, twice, 3 times, 20 times? Not even close. Don't worry, we'll tell you somewhere in the video. Stay tuned as we show you how Melanie Perkins pushed hard and turned her teaching job into a multi-billion-dollar company in the face of multiple rejections. Melanie Perkins was a Western Australian, born in the city of Perth to a Malaysian engineer of Filipino and Sri Lankan ancestry, and an Australian-born teacher. She went to teach Sacred Heart College in Sorrento, a Perth suburb in the north. Perkins aspired to be a professional figure skater in high school and would train at 4:30 a.m. regularly. But the zeal to become a professional skater may have been short-lived, as she established her first company at the age of 14. She made and sold handcrafted scarves at local shops and marketplaces. At that early age, she was full of promise and had already indulged in entrepreneurship. She would go around the marketplace selling her wares to customers. Although Perkins has experienced a huge level of success at Silicon Valley, she still credits her business success to her early adventures in business. Perkins went to the University of Western Australia after high school, specializing in communications, psychology, and commerce. At the time, Perkins was also a private tutor for graphic design students. She noticed how difficult it was for students to master design tools like Adobe Photoshop, and how it took them a semester at university to grasp the basics of these complex design tools. Perkins saw a business opportunity in making the design process more efficient. Her concept was to create a design platform that didn't require any technical knowledge. At the age of 19, she left university to start her first business with Obrecht. Today, the rest, they say, is history. One thing all entrepreneurs have in common is their ability to spot problems and try to fix them. If you are good at spotting problems, then you are likely going to be a good entrepreneur, because really, that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Solving problems for people and giving them solutions to make their lives easier. Melanie Perkins is helping design enthusiasts come up with designs without necessarily knowing the technical components of Photoshop and other design software. No matter who you are, you can make appealing designs without any knowledge of designs, thanks to the brilliance of Melanie Perkins. Starting small. One of the popular terms in entrepreneurship is to start small and grow big. It's also true that all big things started from just an idea. Most successful entrepreneurs have this in common. And for Perkins, she was only 19 years old when she had her epiphany. It was 2007 when she and Obrecht, her then boyfriend and current husband, decided to launch their first company. They were both students at the University of Perth in Perth, Western Australia. Having discovered the challenges encountered by her design students when using the bigger apps like Microsoft and Adobe platforms, Melanie Perkins decided to create a tool to help her students design without hassles. Perkins told CNBC that it made no sense to her that people would have to spend an entire semester learning how to put designs together. She imagined an online solution that could eliminate the efforts of designing.
Start designing for free at canva.com.
Perkins would then go on to build her imagination to reality in 2007, when she and her boyfriend founded Fusion Books. Fusion Books allowed students to create their school yearbooks with a simple drag-and-drop tool that included a library of design templates that can be filled with images, artwork, and typefaces. It's worthy to note that Perkins had intended to create software that would make the entire design process easier, but she decided against it because of the competition from major corporations and her lack of resources. Without letting the lack of resources deter her from moving on, she launched Fusion Books from her bedroom. She hired her mom, who worked as a teacher in school back then and was also in charge of the yearbook. As a university student who merely survived from teaching design classes, she didn't have enough money to launch her business. But because she believed so much in her idea, she took a loan to start Fusion Books. Although they would later go on to build a proper design tool for other design needs such as logo, flyers, and so on, Fusion Books is still going strong after all these years. It is presently Australia's largest school yearbook publisher, with branches in France and New Zealand. Melanie and Cliff believed their technology could be used for more than just yearbooks, and they moved on to launch Canva. Canva's story. The barrier between Fusion Books and Canva was a technological team. The Fusion founders knew exactly what they wanted to build, but they had neither the technical expertise to achieve it, nor the finance to hire a technical team member. Well, it was not so long before they found a worthy tech co-founder to join their team. Having been turned down by 100 investors in Australia, it was not until 2011 that the Fusion founders met an investor that would change their lives. Bill Tai, a well-known investor, came to Perth in 2011 to judge a startup competition. Over dinner, Perkins and Obrecht presented Tai with the original Canva concept. They didn't get any money, but they became regulars at Tai's investor and startup founder events. Perkins and Obrecht met Lars Rasmussen, co-founder of Google Maps, at one of these gatherings in Silicon Valley. He expressed interest in the concept, but advised the entrepreneurs to put everything on hold until they found the right IT team. IT was Lars Rasmussen that introduced the tech co-founder that joined Perkins and Obrecht to become their initial software development limitations that prevented them from launching Canva and instead of going for Fusion Books. Now with the right team and the newly formed relationships at Silicon Valley, the team is now ready to go for major investments. The company was oversubscribed a few months later, near the end of its first investment round. To retain the company on Australian soil, the Australian government matched the first investment of $1.5 million. The same country where they were rejected 100 times stepped up to match the investments they raised. What lesson is here to learn? Do not give up. That everybody is saying no to you doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. Hang in there a little more. As long as you're doing something right, it will be a matter of time before it materializes. Anyways, the site went live shortly after it raised funds in 2012, and today it has enabled subscribers to create around 2 billion designs in 190 countries for free. The company was valued at $3.2 billion in October 2019 after an $85 million investment round spearheaded by Silicon Valley investor Mary Meeker's Bond Capital. Today it's estimated to be worth around $15 billion, and its founder, according to Forbes, Melanie Perkins, and her co-founders are said to be worth around $2 billion each. What an amazing journey Melanie Perkins has had so far. And according to an interview with CNBC, she is not stopping yet, as she is yet to keep growing to go head-to-head with the tech giants like Microsoft and Adobe. Empowering women to be as great. In a world with a lot of gender disparities, Perkins is rewriting the story of women, especially in the tech industry. In the technology industry, 1 in every 4 startups is founded by a woman. While this is good enough for a try, Melanie Perkins' story shows that women can succeed at anything if they put their minds to it. Perkins is only one of 2% of venture-backed company CEOs who is a woman. Perkins established protocols at Canva to reduce bias in the hiring process, resulting in a female representation of 41%, which is significantly higher than the industry average of 28%. She is doing her part to assist women and encourage them to compete at the highest level possible. Books recommendation. As always, we'll be sharing with you a few books recommended by Melanie Perkins. These books inspired her at different points in her life, and we hope they inspire you too. Designing the Obvious by Hoagman Roberts. Designing the Obvious discusses why and how to create designs and applications that are so simple to operate. It covers the following: how to make judgments based on strategy rather than whim, how to construct what is essential, how to avoid errors and gently handle those we can't avoid, how to reduce and modify job flaws to processes more understandable, how to persuade others by assisting them in making judgments that are in line with their requirements, and so many other design hacks. If you're looking to build something that people will fall in love with, this book comes highly recommended. I bet you or someone you know uses Canva, and I'm sure they love it. Grab a copy of this book to build like Canva. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin S. Sharma. Motivational speaker and author Robin Sharma's A Fable About Fulfilling Your Dreams and Reaching Your Destiny is an inspiring story that offers a step-by-step approach to live with greater courage, balance, abundance, and joy. Julian Mantle, a lawyer compelled to confront the spiritual crisis of his out-of-balance life and the wisdom he receives on a life-changing quest that helps him to construct a life of passion, purpose, and calm, is the subject of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It doesn't matter the number of rejections you face. Just like Perkins, keep showing up. Your turning point is around the corner.